And we've seen both teams probably go their benches a lot earlier tonight than what they did last night.
Yeah.
Both starting groups probably played deep into the first quarter until there were changes, but we've already seen substitutions for both teams here.
I think the other correction that they need to look at is involving Fowler a bit more in the offense. I think she's certainly capable, terrific pass.
Great look there from Parham to Ty. Ty's foul by Haley Andrews. Going to go to the line for a couple shots.
Well, again, we talked about tight ropes, nervous, tight, whatever it is, but it's 6 turnovers in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, look, that's unfamiliar territory for the Flames. And we've seen when they've been slowed down into their half-court offense, that's where those turnovers have come. What the Flames have been so good at all year is getting out and running game. And, they've averaged that, 80-plus points a game, and probably 30-plus points of in those games were, quick cheapies in the first 8 seconds in transition. Spartans have just done a really good job of taking them out of that.
And they're going to get an offensive foul. Let's see who this one goes against.
Garvin, I think.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to go against Darcy Garvin tonight.
Stella Beck, that
yeah,
one.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Stella Beck gets called for the moving screen. Tonight's referees, Maddie Crowley and Jackie Dover, the referees and the QBL referees for the 2018 season, proudly sponsored by Reliable Insurance Solutions. To get the right call on your insurance, contact the team at Reliable Insurance Solutions. As Taya again gets inside, gonna get a call for the travel.
Yeah, better D from the Flames. Again, move your feet, put your body on the line.
We see Harriet Carey coming in here for Townsville. She didn't spend any time on the court last night.
No.
She has throughout the season. Rolled her ankle a couple of weeks ago in the quarterfinal, I think it was. So this is her first time back on court since then.
Well, we didn't see Carey when she was down south, Coach. Can you tell us a little bit about her game, what she brings to the table?
Yeah, look, she's an under 18 kid from up here, been through the system. She's good shooter, good catch and shoot type player. We'll try and hustle, a little bit undersized, but she'll just work as hard as she can out there, which is all you can ask from those younger kids.
Parham has it with 8 on the shot clock. Gets her feet in the paint again, finishes with the left hand. We saw a lot of Parham in the paint finishing with the left hand yesterday, Dave.
Yeah, obviously.
And then they're going to get Garvin for the moving screen. Parham a little shaken up, but she's tough.
Well, I'd like to see the replay, but I don't think she did anything wrong. I mean,
I'm going to defend Darcy Garvin there. That is a terrible call.
Yeah.
She gets that a lot in the WNBL as well, and she's one of the best players in the country at setting that early terror screen, punch screen. And the referees just see the contact and they react to it.
Well, we talked a little bit in that men's game, the screen on Wiltshire where they went for the unsportsmanlike. We thought it was quite similar to that. It's being called on the contact, not on the play.
Yeah, correct.
Here's Fowler, good skip ahead to Carey. Carey can't finish, but she's fouled.
Yeah, good take too from the youngster. Going straight at Parham there, really good move. And that's what they need more of. Talk about, we talked earlier about the transition robes, and that's what they haven't done the last 2 games is get stops down here and then run out.
And what Districts has done really smart, they did this in the round game as well, was they've been sending 2 safeties home instead of 1 traditional safety, and then they've been sending 2 straight to the ball so that they're really clamping the ball early and taking away, and then they're just allowing that first pass, but as long as they can't get a easy transition score, they're prepared to slow the Flames down, and it's worked for them.
Yeah, and we talked about that last night, Johnny, where sometimes they send 3, they triple team the rebounder.
Yeah.
Parham looking to be aggressive. Fowler can't control the rebound though, so he's out of bounds. He's going to stay with the Spartans. It's a really frenetic pace. The crowd's really into it. This is an excellent atmosphere for a game of basketball.
Well, it's only half full still.
Yeah,
building towards the men's game, no doubt, but a great crowd here from Townsville.
And another excellent baseline out of bounds play for Spartans. Their lead's up to 10. They're doing every little thing right here to start this game too. Andrews can't finish with the left. McDowell White gets the rebound. And here comes Bear. Right at Garvin. She gets fouled. That one's going to go against Darcy Garvin, her second personal. So a little bit of foul trouble creeping in here for Townsville early.
Look, and the Spartans have been rewarded right now for putting the ball on the floor and going hard at the rim.
Yeah.
You know, like the Flames have been playing more of a passing game down the other end and haven't put the pressure on the refs so far to make those calls. That's what's resulted in this lopsided foul count right now.
And Garvin's going to stay out on the court with those two personals. Our team down 11. Romy Bear's been really impressive also. She was fantastic last night. Probably look at the stat sheet and think, oh, she wasn't that great, but she really controlled the tempo, I thought, for Spartans.
Well, and again, she's not a huge scorer, so but I think it was 8 dimes, 8 rebounds, 3 steals, 9 points or something. So you know, almost a triple-double, but she was, you know, great in transition for them.
Great offensive rebound and put back there from Alex Fowler. She's going to need to really step up tonight as Anderson fires an early 3. There's Fowler again with the defensive rebound. Carey certainly hasn't been shy since coming onto the court. Fowler, top of the key now. Cox looking inside for Garvin. It's not there. Good hands by Bear. Garvin recovers, shoots an air ball. And the offensive rebound stripped by McDowell White. Here's a double team on the sideline. And then Preston fouled by Carey. It's Emily Preston going to go to the free throw line for a couple of shots with Townsville in the penalty.
Well, I like the intent there too of that double. We talked a little bit about it today, Johnny, around doing something different with Bear, making her do something. So a quick double as she brought the ball over. Carey just a little late on the rotation.
And Preston does a good job for Spartans off the bench. They have a lot of trust in Emily Preston, and she's delivered, especially yesterday in Game 1.
She was really good last night, yeah. She came in and, you know, filled that role, enabled the starters to get out and get their rest, and they didn't really lose anything when she was on the floor.
And that's what you want when you bring someone in off the bench. If you could bring someone in off the bench to maintain the level of play, that's an ideal situation as Andrews fouled on her way to the bucket.
And you see that, the Flames put the ball on the floor, went at the rim. They've been rewarded with that same call. So, you know, you would have to think the Townsville coaching staff will be talking about that at quarter time, which is coming up shortly, about trying to get more penetration at the rim.
Yeah.
22-10, Spartans up early here. Don't seem to have any effect with this loud crowd, the blue crew, and the entire crowd really into this one so far. Andrews hits them both. A little bit of full court defense here from Townsville. There's Parham again in the block, working against Garvin. She gets called for the offensive foul. They're going to call it for the hook. Thought they might have got her for steps, but they got her for the hook instead.
Yeah, look, trying to make sure I'm staying very impartial. I don't agree with that call either, to be honest. And now that's Parham with 2 fouls.
Well, you're impartial. The bench, there's one call either way you're not happy with. That's all right.
We know where you're from, Coach. It's okay. Everyone watching knows where you're from.
I did grow up in Brisbane, boys.
All right, all right. Anderson puts it on the deck. Pass is tipped. Brennan rips it away, and layup is no good. That's a tough rebound there from Bear as well. Geez, Spartans are just so active on both ends of the court. And the bench just got a warning. Coach St. Maurice working the referees.
Well, there was a fair bit of contact, so I think, you know, good energy from Townsville forcing the issue.
Garvin with the hand in Ambrosia Anderson's face. Fadeaway jump shot. That's a tough shot. Good defense there from Garvin. She's really got to be careful with those 2 personal fouls.
In the last couple of minutes, the Flames have finally just, besides that shot from Cox, way off, but they've seemed to settle into their work a little bit better on the defensive end now.
McDowell White's floater is good. Jess McDowell White with the quick in and out dribble with a nice teardrop.
Well, continuing her really nice punch off the bench last night.
There's Andrews trying to find Garvin cutting to the basket. He goes out of bounds.
She's just got to look at finishing that. She had a great drive.
Yeah, look, she's seen the help come over from the weak side and decided to make that pass. You know, the way the game's been called, you know, I would have suggested as you can see there, straight away, penetration going at the body. The refs are making the call. You know, so put the pressure on the referees to make sure they call it both ways.
Yeah, I think the players are putting a bit of pressure on it, but the noise, the level, it's certainly intense in here. It's a very tense atmosphere. The referees trying to keep that under control as well. A lot of chatter, a lot on the line. The trophy could go home to Brisbane tonight if Spartans win. Gal White goes 1 of 2. Spartans up 13. There's just about 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Garbin double team, gets it out to Michaela Cox. Cox, they swing it around. Brennan's open in the corner. 3 is up. It's too strong. Gets her own rebound. Townsville can hold for the final shot. Brennan, though, has it stolen. Beck Stevens, pass up ahead, is tipped out of bounds, so there's, Beck Haynes, I said. There's 0.9 left. This has to be at the rim, you think, Dave? Beck Haynes finds Preston. She's going to have to shoot. She's not going to get it off in time, and that's going to end the first quarter. But what a first quarter of action we saw. It's the Spartans up 13, 25-12. Coach Robel, I want to just get your quick thoughts on that first quarter of action.
Well, look, it was all set out in the first 5 minutes where the Spartans played loose, played comfortable, you know, played like they know that they don't have their season on the line tonight. They're confident. They've won twice here this year, so came out and played well, whereas the Flames just too tight. You know, like I think there was 6 turnovers in the first 5 minutes, and we've probably seen another 2 or 3 in the last couple of minutes there. Their ball control just hasn't been good enough, and that's resulted in such low offensive score for them in the first quarter.
And Dave, your thoughts on the first quarter of action?
I think, good summary from Roves. I mean, he was right. They had 4 more turnovers, 10 turnovers in the first quarter. That's just a killer. I mean, these teams have been really good, averaging about 13.5 for the game. So, again, Townsville's got to clean it up, or it's going to be pretty ugly if they don't fix it pretty quick.
We'll see if Townsville can make some adjustments. It's a quarter-time break. We'll take a quick one. We'll come back with the second quarter of action for you live here from Star 106.3 FM Stadium in Townsville. Welcome back to Star 106.3 FM Stadium here in Townsville. Let's take a look at some of those quarter-time statistics, Dave.
Yeah, sure. For the Spartans, we've got Ash Tyre had 8 points in maybe the first minute and a half. Terrific start for her. And then again, pretty solid contributions from lots of people. Romy Bear, Anderson, Preston all with 4 points. Jess McDowell White 3 off the bench. So really good team basketball, and they've done a good job also to limit Aja to only 2 shots. So, and she had a bit of a quiet performance from her.
Spartans with the shot clock at 7. Haynes misses. Garbin defensive rebound. Townsville looking to push through Michaela Cox.
I don't want to sound old, but gee, that horn's pretty loud.
Mate, the Blue Crew are doing their job. They're in here early. Big 3 by Stella Beck there. She's got to shoot the ball more. Last night, she put the ball on the floor a lot more, and the Spartans adjusted to that and took away that penetration. Tonight, if she's open, she's got to shoot that ball.
Well, that 3 cuts the deficit to 10 for Townsville. Bear finds Haynes cutting along the baseline. That's easy. It's a good read there by Bear off the double team.
Well, it was a good read. It also was a bad double team. Again, leaving Haynes too easy.
Big block by Haynes, but they're going to get her for the foul on Brennan. Dribble penetration for Townsville effective on that possession.
I don't mind the double team as long as everyone knows what the double team rules are, and I feel that was just a bit of an ad hoc, and they just let Haynes go on a real cheap one. They can't give up cheap buckets right now.
And if you do double team from your player in the corner, you can't afford to come that high and just let your player cut in behind your back. especially when you're dealing with a veteran player such as Beck Haynes,
Yeah.
who's, you know, she's probably played more QBL finals than that have been hosted in this stadium, you know.
Yeah.
So
Brennan goes 1 of 2. Offensive rebound, though, Beck. Out to Brennan. She's open, going to fire the 3. It hits the front of the rim. Walsh tips it, but McDowell White recovers.
Yeah, the Flames started, Johnny, first quarter, 25%, 4 of 16 shots. So they got to clean that up.
Anderson does go backcourt. She nearly saved it. McDowell White with the turnover.
and we've just seen the adjustment there from the Flames. They only played about 3 or 4 possessions of zone last night. You know, they were in a 3-2 zone there, which I think the coaching staff are hoping might be able to get them some transition play out of getting stops out of that.
Garvin wide open inside. She's fouled from behind on the push. So Darcy Garvin going to the free throw line for 2 shots. That foul goes against Anais Curvon.
Well, they really went at Curvin last night when she was in. And again, you know, just a bit of a silly foul. Could have Garvin really had it covered, but again, missed the foul shot, so not so silly.
Garvin missed them both. Haynes comes down with the defensive rebound.
Well, they shot poorly from the foul line last night too.
It's been a bit of an Achilles heel for them all year, and they've just been able to get away with it. So, you know, that sort of stuff really hurts you in the final series.
McDowell White's 3 is off. Offensive rebound, though. Haynes out to Anderson. She'll fire a 3. That's off as well. Another offensive rebound, though. And that's that zone. That's what hurts you.
Yeah, absolutely. You struggle with a bit of coverage in the zone.
And then Spartans capitalize on the 3rd possession with a reverse layup from Haynes.
And again, Spartans have been consistently good offensive rebounding all year long, third in the league.
Andrews flips it up. It's off. Garvin comes down with the rebound. Her reverse layup is an air ball.
Well, like I would tell my 12-year-old, use your left, on the left.
And you see a bit of frustration starting to set in for Townsville a bit. The body language is not great.
Yeah, look, I don't think they need to get too panicked too early. While this is 13, you know, a lot of the first 5 minutes has accounted for a lot of that. You know, we see Anderson hit another open 3 there, and that's going to happen as well against the zone where you're going to find people open every now and then. But Flames just need to try and find a way to stay in touch here, because as soon as this gets out to beyond like a 20 sort of margin, then it's probably all over.
Yeah.
Because you can't see, after the Flames being beaten twice by this team already, I don't know if they've got that to come back from that margin. So they've got to just keep it within that margin to try and stay close enough.
Well, it's a good play by Brennan, seeing that gap and attacking it, getting to the rim. Didn't get the lucky bounce, but she will go to the line for 2 shots. 32-16, the lead for Spartans. 7 minutes to go in the first half. I'll take this quick time to thank all of the Townsville basketball sponsors: A. Gabrielli Constructions, Dennis's Computers, Q Solutions, Beehive, Mendy Constructions, and also Grilled Townsville.
And I think, you know, Johnny, the other key is they've just got to break this game now into a lot of mini games, right? It's 3-minute increments of fight back. They need to get stop, rebound the ball well, and just get back in the game. Simple. I completely agree with the Robes. You're not going to win the game in the next 3 minutes. They're just going to chip it away and feel good about yourself. I mean, they've got the home crowd behind them, so they'll get quick momentum.